welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, Mary Trimble, and I'm here with your readings for October the 28th through November the 3rd. Now, if you are here for the first time, welcome. I'm so happy that you found my channel, and I do hope that you will come back. And if you are returning, guys, you're my heart. Thank you. I really appreciate your support and your love. I really do. Now, these readings are for the collective. They're for your sun, moon, and rising, but they're for the collective. So just take what resonates and just drop the rest. I really appreciate all the new subscribers. Thank you, guys. And all the likes and the shares and the comments. It was amazing. Thank you. I really love interacting with you. Now, these reading... Oh, so listen, they're for the collective. If you would like a personal reading, and that's what I live to give, personal readings. I really love that. Click on this link here, and that will take you to my website. You can see all the kind of different readings I offer. And what else? I have a Facebook group too. And the Facebook group is a private group. You can just request to enter to become a part of it. And I post different things up there. And every 2 weeks I do a live feed just in that group. And so whoever shows up for the live feed, we look at, their horoscope, and we see how I do it to correlate with the new moon and the full moon, whatever's happening at the time, right? So I just did one last night for the new moon in Scorpio. That was Friday night. I'm recording this on Saturday, so Sunday is the new moon. So I do that every 2 weeks, and I also answer questions with the tarot. So it's fun. We have a good time in there. We have people are posting positive stuff. It's really nice. So the link to that will be below. Another way to support this channel, guys, and I would really appreciate that, is through Patreon. You can click on this link. Check out my Patreon page. You can support me for as little as $1 a month, which is, I can really do a lot with that, and it'll support my creative content. There's so much more I want to do. Anyway, if you can't, that's fine. Don't worry. Like, share, comment. It's all good. So anyway, what else? These readings come in 3 sections. The intro, then there's the astrology report, and then there is the tarot card reading section. So there are skip times to all 3 in the show more section below. So if you're looking from a phone, it's a little down arrow, click on that, and you can see all the links to the other videos will be in there too. So you can skip on to, your sun, moon, and rising. So without further ado, let's go to the tarot. Sorry, not the tarot. Listen, Mercury's about to go retrograde, so communication gets messed up. That's me. I'm going to apologize in advance for any mistakes I make. So, let's go to the astrology report, shall we? Hello and welcome to the astrology report section of your reading. And we have a couple of aspects that are happening on Monday and Wednesday, but I'm not going to go over them because I went over them last week when I was talking about the new moon in Scorpio. So on Thursday, the 31st, wait for it, Mercury stations retrograde. At 11:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Daylight Time, actually, because we're still in daylight time. It's the summer. And that is until November the 20th when it stations direct. So listen, everyone knows about Mercury retrograde because it happens so frequently. Mercury moved into Scorpio on October the 3rd, and because of this retrograde, it will stay in Scorpio for over 2 months, roughly 2 months and a week. So it stations direct on December the 9th. So when it moves into Sagittarius. Now, think about Scorpio for a moment, right? Scorpio is deep and intense. Scorpio wants authenticity, loyalty, the truth. They are the detectives of the zodiac. they research and they dig deep to get to the root and the truth, because they are knowledge, right? Because knowledge gives one power. Knowledge is power, and so that's what they're searching for. Now, however, they are not so open about themselves. In fact, they're quite secretive. It takes a long time to get to know a Scorpio. So now think about Mercury, right? So Mercury is the planet of thought, process, intellect, and communication. It also kind of rules over electronics, mechanics, and short distance travel. It has been traveling. Mercury has been traveling with Venus now for a couple of months. And they've been traveling kind of neck and neck. You know, one goes first and the other one. They've been taking over, but they've been basically together since the beginning of September, I think. Now, as Mercury travels next, Venus is the planet of beauty, relationship, art, finance. So thoughts and aspirations were concentrated in those areas, and with an exploration on how to control those aspects in your life, right? So, as I said before, Mercury rules electronics and mechanics and short distance travel. So when Mercury goes retrograde, things can go awry. You know, electronics can break down. You may find that you get a flat tire, something, you know, your engine light goes on. I mean, for me, I can't even tell you. We've been in the shadow, by the way, of Mercury retrograde for about 9 or 10 days. So that means that has been in effect, right, for this long. And I have so many things of I've got this kind of restaurant cappuccino machine that just went. It just went. I've had it years and years and years. And trying to get that, it weighs a ton. Trying to get that to a repair shop, forget it. Anyway, I was thinking about doing it myself, and then I rethought. But things like that go wrong. Your computer can go awry. Wi-Fi can go in and out. You know, I may have problems uploading my videos. And also there are delays getting, like, in public transportation. So just look, give yourself extra time to get to work or to appointments, because just allow for that, you know, margin of error that happens with Mercury retrograde. And it's better to be careful, right, than to be stressed and late. So expect delays, right? And then we also, during this time, we tend to miss the details. We kind of see the bigger picture, and we don't, you know, we have a blind spot for details. So people say, you know, or astrologers say, don't sign any contracts during this time, right? Well, look, this happens so often. So you can sign contracts, but you have to really search it mindfully and get several people to check off on it too. So it's like double and triple checking everything that you do, because we do have the tendency to miss things. So it's really important to do that. Now, Mercury also rules communication. So can be a lot of miscommunication. We can take things the wrong way, or we can hear something that wasn't said, but you said that. No, I didn't. Right. So, and also we can, you know, things like when I'm speaking on these videos, I can say something I mean something else, but I've said something totally different. So that can happen. And also be careful, because this happened to me a few times. Make sure that you are sending the text to the right person, or the email. Double check the recipient of your emails and your texts. It's very important, because a lot of mistakes happen during this time. Look, Mercury in retrograde gives us an opportunity to go over things, to, you know, re-look at things, to to purge, to release, to perhaps do some preparation work for something that we want to launch when Mercury goes direct. So it really is a good time to kind of do all the back end work, right? So this gives us an opportunity. It kind of slows us down and allows us to do that. So now on November the 1st, the very next day, Friday, November the 1st at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Daylight Time, Venus moves into Sagittarius. And this is where Venus and Mercury part ways. Venus goes back through Mercury goes back through Scorpio and Venus moves into Sagittarius. Now, when by the time Mercury goes direct and moves into Sagittarius on December 9th, Venus will be halfway through Capricorn, so it's way ahead. Now, as Venus moves into Sagittarius, she spreads her wings and flies. She's like, free at last, born free as the wind blows. I get a bit crazy, guys. I do. I sing every now and again. So she's not very comfortable in Scorpio, right? With all that intensity. But in Sagittarius, she roars. She falls in love with life. She's enthusiastic. She's agile. She's really happy. She wants to experience everything. And in relationships, she wants to share the wonders of the world with her partner. But don't get too intense with Venus in Sagittarius because she'll run away. She wants deep love with freedom. She wants the best of both worlds. If you meet someone under this aspect, you'll have a fantastic time, but you must resist the urge for possession or ownership, possessiveness, ownership or jealousy, because this will scare your lover away. Well, that's the astrological report. So let's go to your tarot reading, shall we? Hello, Aries, and welcome to your reading for October the 28th through November the 3rd. So you have to excuse... Oh, happy Halloween, everyone. I just realised it's Halloween. It's going to be Halloween. Oh, dear, excuse me. I'm still a little under the weather. I'm trying to get better because I've been booked for a couple of Halloween parties. So I'm very excited about that. Okay. This is for Aries. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Aries for the week of October the 28th through November the 3rd? 3 cards. Oh, there's one. That's one. 2 more cards. There's 2. Oh, there's 3. Very, very interesting. Okay. And then we have the clarifying cards for you guys. One more shuffle for you. This is for Aries. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Aries through these clarifying cards for the week of October the 28th through November the 3rd? I have to put my glasses on and see. Okay. Please clarify. Oh, 2 cards for that. Please clarify. There you go. And please clarify. Oops. Please clarify. There it is. Lovely. Okay, you have 2 cards clarifying that. Let's take a look at your cards, shall we? Just put them out nicely. Here you go. There you go. Okay. Let's get a bit in here. I think that's better. So the first card out for you is the Page of Wands. Clarifying the Page of Wands is the Queen of Cups and the King of Swords. Oh, then you have the Five of Pentacles clarified by the Ten of Pentacles. Very interesting. And then you have the King of Wands clarified by the Five of Cups. How? Okay, see, things are just breaking down. Excuse me. Okay, so the first card out for you, Aries, is the Page of Wands. Pages, as you know, are messengers, and this messenger brings an opportunity for you. So this is an exciting time. It's very passionate. You know, it's a fire sign. So pages they're also indicators that you're ready to move on to the next phase of your life, because, you know, the pages have been in service to the knight and the king, and then at some point they've got to go out and be a knight themselves, right? So this could mean that you are getting ready to move on to the next phase of your life. And I really think that that's happening as I look at the other cards. It's almost a graduation, if you will. Now, the next card clarifying it is the King of Swords, and the King of Swords is the champion for justice, right? He's this intelligent, cerebral man that he wants the best for everyone, right? And but he does not tolerate anything underhanded or anything kind of outside the box. So I would say don't take any shortcuts this week, Aries. This is a karmic card too. So, you know, you have to kind of cross your T's, dot your I's, and kind of walk the straight and narrow, Aries. It's very important to be kind to people, to not manipulate, to, you know, think about, make decisions based on the higher good of everyone, including yourself. Now, right next to the King of Swords is the Queen of Cups, and she's the helper. She just goes out of her way to help everyone. She's a very good businesswoman too, but she's very service oriented. She wants to help everyone. She wants to be there. She's emotionally available for everyone, sometimes to the detriment of herself. And in this particular card, she is right by the water, and she is admiring an artifact. She's kind of got her feet dangling in the water, so she's on land. So it kind of, you know, talks about her. It points towards her being very spiritual, right? So very spiritual aware. And that's where her service comes in, because she wants to help everyone. You see, both the King of Swords and the Queen of Cups wants her subjects to excel and to be the best that they can, and she wants the best for everyone. When the Queen of Cups comes into a reading, you're being asked to listen. Sometimes we help others when we really need to help ourselves. So there may be something that you're not taking care of, because listen, I do the same. Sometimes it's easier for me to hear somebody else's problems than to deal with my own. You know, it takes the focus off let me help you because I can't deal with my stuff. It can be very that. So take care of yourself. What is it that you need? What do you need in your life? And this is a time and it's the new moon, right? So it's a really opportune time for you to take a look at what you need and to start taking care of yourself. Start taking care of yourself. Take care of, if you need a job, get a job. If you need an apartment, get an apartment. Whatever it is that you need to focus on, stop helping others for a moment. It's not that I'm telling you not to help people. I would never do that. But don't help people to the detriment of yourself. Okay, so, sometimes we have to clean our own backyard up before we can help the neighbors clean theirs. Now, the next card out is the 5 of Pentacles, which, tells me that you're feeling rather, deprived. This can be deprivation in all, in different areas, depending on what it is for you. But I'm feeling that it's financial. And I say that because of the card that's clarifying it. With this card, there's like a dead tree. It's like winter, so it's shed all its leaves. I've got to keep this open on my eyes over here because Mercury is about to go retrograde, and I want to make sure that my audio is on. So excuse me looking over here every now and again. So there are 5 pentacles hanging from this seemingly dead tree, right? And right in front of it, or off to the side, there's like a spring flower coming up. And this is a sign of hope. What we have to understand, right, is that in winter, when we think everything is dead, there's so much going on under the soil. Like, the seeds germinating. There are things getting ready to sprout up because they've got to come up for the spring, right? So they're busy germinating and growing and moving around and doing all kinds of things underneath the surface where we can't see. So with this card, abundance comes in many forms, right? So you're being asked to focus on what you have. Listen, you may have all these stresses. You may have to pay the bills. There's no point in worrying about paying the bills. Worrying about them doesn't get them paid, right? You can either put the worry aside and start thinking about what you can do to pay them. And if you still can't come up with an idea, then you just got to let them go. And I always use that quote from Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind. I'll worry about that tomorrow. That's my motto. I'll worry about that tomorrow. Because, be in the moment, be here, enjoy what you have right now. So when this card comes in, it's saying focus on what you have. When you start looking at what you have, you stop looking at what you don't have. And then you're like, oh, wow, I've got this and I've got that. And this is great. And I've got that. And wow, I've got that too. Wow, I've got quite a bit. And you go from your glass half empty to a glass half full. So clarifying this is the 10 of Pentacles. You're being asked to have patience. The money is coming, you're getting paid. It's just in divine time and not your time. And it's germinating. It's happening. It's going to come to you, Aries. You have to be patient. Sometimes things don't happen as fast as we want them to, right? So sometimes we've got to step back. And we've got to say, look, I'm powerless. I cannot control this situation. Trust me, we are going to have those feelings of wanting to control everything because we've got Pluto at play. We've got all these planets in Scorpio. All the scorpionic and plutonic energy coming in, which, wants us to control every aspect of our life. And life ain't like that sometimes. Sometimes we just have to release, let it go, let the control go and get out of the driver's seat, sit in the passenger seat, enjoy the scenery as you go past, Sometimes things are completely out of our hands. We do whatever we can and then we have to release it and let it go. Now, the next card out for you is the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is this incredible, leader. He's a fabulous father. He's an incredible husband. He's a great leader. He kind of likes to be entertained all the time. The only thing I would say is that you have to be careful about not over indulging. Because he can kind of go a bit off the deep end with his partying. He gets bored easily. So he's like, oh, let me try this and let me try that. So there's a tendency to get bored easily and want to try more and experience more. So when he comes into a reading, it's always about, putting spirituality first. What's the higher good for everyone? Is it better that I stay out for one more drink, or should I just go home and go to bed and then get up for work in the morning? What is the responsible thing to do? Excuse me. What is the responsible thing to do here? Make the choice the responsible choice, put the higher good of everyone. How will you, sometimes excuse me, I've heard that saying, play the tape through. So, you stay for the extra drink and then you stay for the extra drink and you're feeling great and fun. And then you got to get home and then you're like, oh God, I've got to get home. And then you get home. And by the time you get home, you're exhausted. And then you wake up dehydrated, headache and late for work. That's not a good feeling. Now, clarifying the King of Wands, this can also mean go out and network, right? It can mean that. It's like go out, meet new people and network, socialize, but don't overdo it. Clarifying this is the Five of Cups. You have two fives, and it's interesting. The Five of Cups is known as crying over spilt milk. So you're focusing on what hasn't worked out. And when this card comes up, it's because look, he's focusing on the three cups that have spilt and they've gone, darling. You can't bring them back. They have gone. They are not coming back. And he's got two cups behind him that he's completely ignoring. Fives are about change too. And we've all got a lot of change going on. We're going to feel that change as the week goes on, as, Mercury's going retrograde and the Venus is moving into Sagittarius. So you have a reading that you're being asked to focus on what, your glass half full as opposed to half empty. Look at where notice where your thoughts are going. Bring them in line. Bring them in alignment with positivity and abundance. So say, look, I use this actually, I had this fabulous, I think they were 24, 28 fluid ounces of wine glass. They're massive. They were big, tall stems. They were beautiful. And I had I think I had 12 of them years ago. Anyway, I kept breaking them. And then one day I had 2 left or 3 left. And then I broke one and it was the end of the world. I was like, oh my God, I broke this thing. Then I had to look at myself and laugh. It was so it's broken. Thank God it was me that broke it, because otherwise I would have tortured anybody else that broke it. But the point is it's listen, it's gone. I have been searching for those particular glass. A client once put a link to some, but they weren't the same, because these were very, very fine. They were beautiful. But anyway, gone. I'm not crying over them anymore. So focus on that, on what you have, Aries. Keep the focus on that. Go out, network, interact with people, because I feel that you're going to make some really some valuable connections. I really feel that. And I think that you need to kind of look at your cup as half full and be optimistic in order to get out there and make that network. And maybe you're not feeling like it. But I feel that that's, You're going to meet someone, a helpful person, I feel, if you go out and you interact with people and you network. But remember, no shortcuts, and don't overdo it on the champagne. Aries, thank you so much for tuning in. Oh yeah, don't overdo it on Halloween. Maybe that's what it is. That's very Halloweenish. Aries, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share it with friends, family, neighbors, co-workers, social media. Comment. I live for comments and feedback, and I always respond. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week.